What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, the far right has taken over the Small Business Administration, y'all. That's right. Check this out. Far right appeal to heaven flag flown above government agency in D.C. Oh, and the entirety of the left is up in arms over this. They are raising the roof. They are shouting from the rooftops, screaming to the high heavens, no.
Adjust the microphone as you told, man.
And their collective heads are absolutely just exploding on this one, folks. Get this, the blatant hypocrisy. Once again, folks, I love Democrats because their hypocrisy knows no bounds at all. And they can't see it at all, even when you put it in their face. Say, hey, look at this double standard over here. And they're like, what are you talking about, you far-right extreme Nazi terrorist? That's what they do. That's what they do. Let's get into this. This is fascinating and funny. It is absolutely funny. And we'll get into the double standard on this. Check this out, y'all. A controversial appeal to heaven flag that has recently become associated with the Stop the Steal movement and Christian nationalism was flown above the Small Business Administration agency last week in Washington, D.C. Now, I kind of wonder why. Don't you think administration and agency kind of mean the same thing? That, maybe that's a typo. I don't know about that. But now it's Christian nationalism. Folks, look, I know that the left and Democrats have portrayed the word Christian nationalist as a bad thing because it sounds a lot like white nationalist. But Christian nationalist is not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you're a racist at all. That just means you're a Christian and you love the country. That's all that means. Just like white nationalist, I know they've perverted that word as well, or that turn of phrase, if you will, as well. White, that just means you're white and you love the country. Right? I mean, nobody says bats a freaking eyelid at black nationalists, do they? No, because that just means you're black and you love the country. These people, the left in their words. Like, I'm taking back language from Democrats, by the way. That's what I'm attempting to do. Is take back that language because there is nothing wrong with the Christian nationalists. And you love the argument. You're going to love the argument, by the way. You love the arguments coming from these people on this. Let's get into it. On June 11th, Kelly Loeffler, I guess that's how you pronounce that, Loeffler, the former senator from Georgia and current administrator of the SBA, participated in a ceremony where a new flag of the United States was raised over the agency's headquarters. I'm sorry. New flag? Really? No, I'm sorry. The appeal to heaven flag is not a new flag. It's rooted in the Revolutionary War. So it is an American flag. It's not new. Maybe they meant new by it's never been flown at the SBA. Maybe, I don't know. But you can already see how they're framing this thing up. Oh, it's associated with the Stop the Steal rally. So what? And you saw the headline. Far right. Is it far right or is it just American? And everything from the far left's perspective appears to be far right. Because as far as the playing field goes, you got the far right here, then you got the right, then you got the centrist, and then you've got the centrist actually spreads out into the left a little bit, and then you've got the left, and then the far left, right? And now, as you could tell on the screen there, you couldn't see my hand, and that was displaying where they are on this chart. Which it's an interactive chart. Not really, but I just wanted to say that. So you couldn't see my hand for left or far left, right? So that is indicative of the left and the far left have left the playing field and they no longer can recognize what the center is anymore because this to them is the center, which to everybody else is the left. So, to their perspective, from their perspective, everything from this point this way is far right. So I guess they're kind of correct from their perspective. Far right. So, once again, don't be offended. Far right is not a pejorative. It is just their perspective of where everybody else in the country is. It's far right. But you're not on the far right, by the way. It's funny. Just beneath that flag, on what appeared to be the same halyard, was an Appeal to Heaven flag. Sources tell Wired that the Appeal to Heaven flag was raised for less than a day. Now, if you look, that's not the end of this, but apparently when I was doing my screenshots, my recording for this, getting the screenshots of the news article or whatever, somehow it got repeated and it screwed all up. So that's just a repeat of what I just said. So sorry for that. I didn't realize it until I started recording this, and it kind of threw me for a loop there for a second, but sorry. I'll just get that out of the way. I'm not skipping over some of the article, so I apologize for that, y'all. If I would have caught it before, I would have went back and fixed it, but, when I start recording, I don't like stopping recording. That's why I generally try to just run through these, and I try to do these videos just right off the top of my head and not stop at all, but, sometimes I'll have to cough or something, so there'll be some edits throughout there, but I'm sure y'all have noticed those before. But that's generally what those are. A sneeze or a cough or something. My throat gets clogged up. Whatever, but sorry. Let's keep going. Though the flag's roots date to the Revolutionary War, in recent years it has become a popular symbol for the far right. Oh, is that so? The far right? Right? Of course, once again, from the far left's perspective, everything from left all the way through the far right is far right. The Appeal to Heaven flag was waved by January 6 rioters at the Capitol in 2021, and has become associated with President Donald Trump supporters who deny the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. No, I'm sorry, that's a lie. They don't deny the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. That's just false. They deny how we got to those results, right? They call in to question the legality of how we got to those results, right? We call into question the official narrative that it was the most free and fair election in American history. That's what they call into question. Not the results. We know the results, and we had to live through 4 years of those disastrous results. We are all completely aware of those results. By the way, the flag has also been linked to Christian nationalists who believe that the U.S. should be a Christian nation rather than a secular one. That is not true, folks. That is not true. Why do I say that? Because this is a Christian nation, right? The government is secular, but the nation itself is predominantly Christian. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. There's nothing we can do about that. Plus, our Constitution is heavily rooted, and as a matter of fact, our laws are based off of conservative Christian values. You leftists and liberals, you can deny that all you want. You can scream to the high heavens all you want. You can appeal to heaven if you would like, all you want. But you cannot deny the fact that our Constitution is rooted in Christianity, right? Our federal government is a secular government. So what? Once again, folks, getting into some of the hypocrisy, because I might as well go ahead and insert this right here. These very same people brushed off Christian conservatives when they raised concerns that Joe Biden was flying the pride flag over the White House in blatant disrespect to our Constitution. Every single Christian conservative in this country, a lot of people got offended. Me, I just thought, what a shame. I'm not going to get offended by that, right? Like, sure, signs of the times, I guess. Would I take that flag and burn it? Probably so. I don't buy into that, right? But, I'm not going to do it in front of people as a show of whatever. But, I'm not going to fly that flag. So this is the same thing, essentially, to them. now they are getting a taste of their own medicine. So, for you guys, if any Democrats are still watching this, how do you like it? That's all I got to say about that. Now, I'm not going to be one. I wouldn't have put that flag up, right? I understand our federal government is a secular government, but our nation itself is a Christian nation. All of our laws and values are based upon the Bible and Christian conservative values, so that can't really be denied. You can try to deny it, but go ahead and read into the Federalist Papers a little bit, and you will be swiftly re-educated, if you will. But, once again, folks, the hypocrisy. Oh, this is something. That was the far right. Well, hang on just a second. Then how about let's consider the LGBTQ plus community far left? Would that be fair? No, it wouldn't, would it? It would not be fair to any gay people out there, or lesbians, or trans people. It wouldn't be fair to those people because, why? Because they're not all Democrats. For goodness sakes, no, they're overwhelmingly Democrats, but they're not all Democrats. There are conservative trans people. There are conservative gay people, a lot of them. And they deserve to live their life however they want to. Which, I'm not going to lie, I saw several gay people, like, what's his name? Dave Rubin complained about the pride flag being flown above the White House. He's gay. I'm just saying. Let's keep going. This is fascinating, That Appeal to Heaven flag is being flown on a government building alongside the American flag should be shocking to anyone who doesn't wish to live in a theocracy, says John Lewis, a research fellow at the program on extremism at George Washington University. Should be shocking, huh? How about that Pride Progress flag? Now that one should be shocking to everybody. I understand. Look, I'm a live and let live kind of person, right? Like I said, I didn't get offended when I saw they flew the pride flag. Now that Pride Progress flag, that's something totally different. That's bad, because that is advocating on behalf of pedophiles, for goodness sakes. Or as they call them, minor attractive people. Now that just so happens to be against the law. And that one is shocking. And that one is actually egregious. That's not just an opinion. Because if you're advocating for something and you're flying a flag for that same thing above the White House that actually represents an illegal act, let me know what you think down in the comment section. But I do believe that is egregious myself. The contemporary usage of the Appeal to Heaven flag is synonymous with Christian nationalism, full stop. Once again, what is wrong with Christian nationalism? Nothing. Those who carried the Appeal to Heaven flag to the Capitol on January 6 did so because they truly believed that they had the opportunity to inject Christian fundamentalism into the very foundation of our democracy, and the image of the same flag on the SBA will give them ample evidence they succeeded, Lewis adds. So what? Once again, does this dude not understand the Constitution? Does not understand the Christian values that our laws are derived from? Do these people not understand this? This is a simple concept. Other Republicans have previously shared their support for the Appeal to Heaven flag. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson has displayed the flag outside of his office, and the flag was controversially flown outside the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court Samuel Alito's vacation home in New Jersey. In an interview with the Associated Press, Johnson said he did not know the flag was associated with election deniers. In a letter to lawmakers last year, Alito said the same thing. Alito also came under fire for flying of an upside-down American flag at his home in Virginia. An upside-down American flag is a distress signal that has, in recent years, become associated with right-wing protesters. In a June 11th post on her X account, Loeffler wrote, "Today's Today at SBA's Flag Day ceremony, we proudly raised a new American-made flag over our headquarters in Washington. It is a privilege to serve under its stars and stripes on behalf of the 34 million small businesses who represent the best of America. The post, which includes a photograph of the Appeal to Heaven flag and photographs of Loeffler and others seemingly looking up at both flags, is still up. So what? Who cares? The blatant hypocrisy is on display on this one, y'all. It really is. And these people can't seem to see that, hey, hang on just a second, that the progress flag, the Pride Progress flag, is actually far worse because that actually represents an ideology. That can't be denied. That is an ideology. Right? That is not just, oh, it represents gay people. No, that represents an ideological bent. And just because the Appeal to Heaven flag was flown by January 6th protesters and possibly some rioters doesn't mean that it's a symbol of far-right or Christian nationalism, because it's rooted in the Revolutionary War. So that's actually an American flag. These people are insane, y'all. They really are. I don't have a problem with this at all. Once again, and I don't understand this idea that Christian nationalism is the big bad boogeyman, right? These are the same people that try to make you believe that Christians are evil. Like, how laughable is that concept? Christians evil, right? Yeah, the same people that say thou shalt not steal, turn the other cheek. Yeah, those people. Yeah, sure. We've got our vices, for sure. There's things that we ought not do, that we do. But that doesn't speak anything to the degeneracy coming from the left. Of course, they don't believe in those values, right? So it's not degeneracy to them, but it is to us. So where do we find ourselves today? Oh, we're on the losing end of a one-way battle here if we do not push back against these lunatic nut jobs. These people are insane. To say that the United States is not a Christian nation, are you kidding me? Like, sure, once again, the federal government is a secular government. Hey, I'm not going to deny that. But the nation itself, the country, the Constitution is based upon Christian conservative values. That most certainly, once again, cannot be denied. But these people try to deny it all the time. They deny the roots of this country. Therefore, they do not care about the Constitution. That's why they are so willing to violate your rights. They want to take away your First Amendment rights. They want to take away your Second Amendment rights. What's next? Fifth Amendment rights? You're going to try to force speech? Once again, these people are insane. If we do not push back against this, and I think the Trump administration is doing a pretty damn good job of it. And I applaud the Trump administration for doing what it is doing to push back against this nonsense. Because that's all it is. It's nonsense. They're going down a path of destruction. That, hey, look, the rest of us don't want to go down that path of destruction with you. So y'all go ahead. If you want to, we're going to warn you until the cows come home about going down that path that you're going down, Democrats. If you continue down that path, you're going to destroy yourself. The last election has proven that. And your current popularity numbers have proven that. It's insane, y'all. But I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. It's controversial, isn't it? Not really, but it is what it is. Y'all don't forget to smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new around here and you like what you saw. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. And if you could, I would appreciate it if you would look right below that video and click that join button. Sign up, become a member. Help me deliver the best possible content I can deliver to you guys. Because we need news, folks. We need to know what's going on. So y'all do all that. Y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.